Peoples. Here's Ken's poems. They're pretty cool. They go to a lot of different places. So enjoy, and we're all pretty much heroes. Remember. Cheers.
My first serious book, I made it myself. The silhouette head really sums me up. I wanted to fill their head up. My girlfriend at the time was a poet, very famous woman called Anya Wolwitz. And her first book was coming out. And I said, "What's the name of your book?" She said, "Writing, because that's what it is." And she said, "What's the name of your book?" And I said, "White Sheet, because that's what I want to fill up." And that became quite a good short story that got published. But this White Sheet was my first poem. The first poem I want to say is my muse. My muse is the child I was. The child we were, riding on our shoulder, whispering in our ear every day of our life until we disappear into calm death and memory. Do we ever really grow old? Not if our child has any say in it. I like people to be engaged and to be able to follow the story. The couple I'm going to read now, The Miner, because it's redolent of our history. It's in 4 parts: the map, the mine, the suffering, and the gold. The map. You don't know what's down there until you dig. The best science can read what lies beneath. A psychiatrist might lead you to the opening. You might stumble upon a hidden lode, or you could find yourself born to dig. Whatever road you come to mine, language is the tool to extract gold. The mine. The dream to be rich in every respect drives you deeper through hell to heaven, drives you on to the bowels of truth, to the awesome fact of your own bedrock, dug with pick words, your own walls to breach. You frustrate in shifting sand, loose shale, poison air, collapsing tunnels, rising water, foul mud, hands of clay, claws of blood. The suffering. All this suffering you turn against itself to chock and hold the roof up. You make a straight shaft with the words of yesterday's forest for tomorrow's gold. You become granite. Your strength is tested. Crash through into caves dank and eons dark. Light drains from your mind. The ghosts echo, and you could just sink to your knees. The gold. Depleted, but refusing defeat. A desperate spark, no sure strength. A fool's courage, all that's left fires up your miner's lamp and lights upon the gleam you seek. Gold, gold, mother love, gold. Now, all the fear, the pain, the blood, worth the work your life and times, and you cry and you laugh at the beauty you mine from the veins of your heart. Okay. This is another award-winning poem. It's won the Clunes Award again. It's called The Flood. The flood is full on when in the telling of how it is your eyes well, deluge slapping on the sod walls of your heart, awash in a tsunami of grief and sorrow where you're almost drowning in the backwash. The storm is past, is it not? When will the dirty, smelly waters recede? The clean-up has to wait, as you have to wait. A dam held in by frail eyelids, only by avoiding recollection of the long, long rain. One hopes to get by until the sun dries the rooms of your heart, soaked and heavy. Pumps at full pressure working non-stop, but one mention of how wet it is and you gasp for air, a welling up cracks the tunnels of your throat, and you turn away to compose, learning in already sodden hearts a flood will recede but slowly. You must try to understand how to stay afloat until that sunny day soon your feet once again reach solid ground. Before I do some really serious ones, I'd like to do a little one about drawing, because that's my second favourite love. Much to my disappointment, I can't draw likenesses very well. But anyway, this is called Time to Hand. Passing time's relentless tick-tock counts in my new old age, my once strong body of rock cracking. To slow the ongoing dutiful clock, I draw memories I'd otherwise forgot of joys, loved ones, injustice dredged, unlocked. In the reverie of my pencil line, defining the grace of limbs, inclined towards the bountiful sun above. Noon streams sweet light on folio, guiding my hand, a hand through the window, bringing life to one moment forever. Drawing, I halt passing time, fixing one tick-a-tock in my design, pencil in hand, to paper a moment stilled. Let them, when I am long past, these drawn moments remain, to amuse in times to come of times gone. Okay, I love drawing. Some of the more recent poems, that is in the last 10 years, I'm not intensely prolific. I don't try to be, I just try to get a good poem with each one that I do write. I'm really a political creature, and the politics that has me most interested is climate change, of course, and American themes, because America being such a monstrous presence in the world, a monstrous and a great presence, a double-headed monster. But anyway, this one's based on a whole bunch of stuff, American themes, ideas. It's called The Captain Overheard. Now everyone has media access, all watered down as fake news. Facebook flooded, everyone heard, breast pocket, heartbeat, the captain's word. Known as a fan of tasteless reposts and tweets, the captain didn't realise after ordering Big Macs, wolfing down his fast food, he left his phone on. He's calling it a fake voice job. What do? Not enough lifeboats for the passengers and crew aboard our overloaded Epic, sailing into our last red sunset. You might say, what a way to go. If you're in a good cabin's no worries, but if you're deck-bound poor, there's no next shore. Our vessel, Mother Earth, is overloaded, sinking under the weight of overpopulation. The struggle to save our vessel not underrated, however, we never got a decent explanation. Oh yes, all aboard Mother Earth, the whole cast and crew, are hoping against Mother Hope to sail through. Am I clear enough?
Yeah, it's
good.
great. I'm loving it.
Oh, good. Here we go. Here's a poem for my maternal grandfather. He named me, my full name, Kenneth Graham, after the Kenneth Graham writer. My maternal grandfather Nichols, proud of his head full of hair and thick moustache, a tall man considered handsome and rather flash, he read aloud from books I couldn't grasp, a child in awe of Grandpa's chocolatey voice. Age 3 to 7 years, sent each summer to Stratford to convalesce from bouts of glandular fever. On Grandpa's knee overlooking the Avon River, he taught me the alphabet and how to read. My life of free poetry he planted the seed. Grandpa proudly told me often This town and river are named after Stratford-on-Avon in Old England, where Shakespeare, the world's greatest poet, was born. Of his friendship with our own Henry Lawson, the people's poet, his story is at the heart of our nation. Carrying his swag with the wise poet on the road, panning enough gold to buy a ring for his bride, shearing 100 sheep before he got tired. Granny would tut-tut and say, "Good heavens, Dad," putting your silly stories in the head of the lad. I cannot recall the years of my illness, yet clear as light to trips on the train and Stratford coming into sight. Grandpa and Granny greeting me at the station, her lemonade and biscuit treats, Grandpa's pipe smoking, just the medicine for a fertile young mind awaking. Okay. I've got some here that I wrote in Melbourne that are city poems. Once again, time is a bit of the theme in these two poems. The first one is Fellow Travellers. And it's in 4 parts. First one, Young Spring. Oh, so welcome. First-born spring spreads her kisses. Warmer, longer days caress each shorter night, straining leaf to bud to the sun's wishes, raining delight on Mother Nature's birthright. The hot seductress. Seducer summer lends her green shade, ripens the flesh, the fruit, the seed and beer. Done making hay, lovers splash and play. Naked laughter closes each glorious day. Aunt Autumn. Middle-aged autumn, a glorious sight, briefly, invites passion, shedding pretension to fecundity. Autumn dictates fashions, dine her now delay, her colours will soon enough fade and dry away. The cold bloke. Old man winter, determined to keep us cold, the log fire burning, bed cover double fold, stoked the coals, born the child, kept the snowman at the gate, to be warm, all in vain, the cold bloke stays long too late. Yeah. And this one is a fun one. It's written second last day in Melbourne. I was sitting in a cafe in Chapel Street, just down from Green Street where I lived, and I had my notebook and these ideas came to me. It's called Youth Passes. Sitting at my local cafe, I see a girl flashing her breasts at the road workers. She sees me and laughs, and the clouds move and the sun floods, while a poor wretch wanders by my seat, eyeing the ashtrays and the gutter for the butts he might squeeze out of that one last smoke until there's no more and he has to search again to find some goddamn relief. Dole or pension is always next week, and the busker juggler, either too hungry or stoned to juggle cleverly, pretends each miss, each drop is part of the act. You save your silver change for the beggars. The filthy fat guy sits an unloved Buddha outside the bread shop. The skinny busker sings his heart out. He once had a hit record and toured the country, but every cent he made went up his arm. And the youth pass like a living gallery, tattoos forever on young skin that will fade and wrinkle as their youth passes. A bit mean. You never know. Well, I wouldn't mind doing some of the more recent ones now. They're kind of a bit more poetry. Yeah, that's right. But we'll see. This first one I'm going to do is called The Saint, Our Demons. It's part of a 5-poem set called The Saint, because I was looking for a secular character that was kind of holy but not in a religious kind of way. A good person, put it that way. the saint, our demons. In the main, we the people are good souls, but there are no pure saints among us. Even the slightest demon inhabits all. We aim to be a decent human, but it is not easy. All these other people's demons surround us, competing demon to demon, just under the skin of every human. We aim to live an honest life, but money is bread, lucre, we people just cannot live without. Without bread we are hungry, we become stunted and ignorant and angry. With bread we move ahead on easy street, with no bread we learn to beg. In the pan of endless sentient existence, our instance, for instance, of robust humanity, via ingenuity to survive the season, conferred money the key to the golden stair. Money puts you up or locks the door. There are few saints among the mega rich, punished saints among the desperate poor. There are no saints among the clergy, one can laugh at their male fantasy. There are no saints among the politic, one can cry and wish there were. There are no pure saints among us, but we are all battle-worn warriors in the ongoing war within our soul. Okay.
That one reminded me of Allen Ginsberg.
Yeah, Ginsberg was thrilling. I loved him when I was young. Those American poets, when I was young, they were inspiring us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even some of them were really bad people, like Burroughs, William Burroughs up there.
Yeah, no, he
Shot his
killed
fucking wife, man.
and got away with it.
The Saint, first sermon from the upper deck. Who among us, oh, by the way, that's the name of the book. Who among us, among our ailing vessel aboard a toxic ocean, who among us now can say, I had no notion? We moved on from the ignorance that brought us to this. Should any of us survive, we shall write in stone that time before will never happen again. New humanity will control its population, healing Mother Earth to nature's equilibrium. Reflect. Define a word we overuse, a word that implies my life will be worth it till the end. In any language, the word uttered warms the heart. We all know that word, it's in our blood, as is hope. That the word is true, this is beyond reproach. A handy word for anything the user pretends, the love that brought us to this. Love from parents ranges 0 to over the top. Puberty begins love's learning curve. What a ride it is on love's bucking horse. In the name of love, in the search for love, the utter joy of being in love. Parents want to go beyond best for love. Love is the wool knitting families. Love is the lottery everyone shares. Some get showered in love for a lifetime. Some have mini wins, a few quickie loves. All kinds of dangerous love about lurking. Some unlucky in love spend a fortune, keeping the love romance economy glittering. Love can be the vision to understanding. Love can be a fast road to empathy. Love can be the action we exhibit to make change. Holding the hand of whom we love among us. Together, let us recall all our love now deceased. Love them who have had love beaten out of them. Love them who have had love beaten into them. We must first learn to love our own self, battered as love gets on the shelf. History's record scarred by human evil in the name of love. This powerful word in the mouth of religious zealots, empty as a chalice, convinces ignorance. Love is malice. And in the name of love, homicidal madness. Who first said love is a 4-letter word? When love has us heart and soul, we're willing to war for love, to hell and back for love. We die for love. We try and live for love. We are rarely satisfied, and now, at the end, can we say love? We are loved, strong enough, long enough to keep Mother Earth afloat. That's a bit wild, isn't it?
Right.
But I love repetition too.
Yes.
That's where the music part comes in.
That's right, exactly.
And I have worked.
Drags you in.
Yeah. Where is it? There, that microphone one there.
Oh, yeah.
And there. That was with a bunch of crazy musicians that did like what I called crash can poetry. It just sounded like 1,000 crash cans and tins and screeches and screams and you name it going on. And it was really good fun. And they just said, "You stick to pretty well 4 beats, don't you?" And I said, yeah. Look, we can do that. And we didn't even really need to practice. I just got up there and started, and and it was like a wall of sound with really good mics, and so every word I said was crystal clear. They played it on Triple R, I think. Okay, trees. I am in awe of trees, the orchestra of birds and wind through leaves, humbled by the girth of ancient gums, inspired by eucalyptus green and sun, thrilled by the creatures that call trees home, despairing for our creatures as forests are cut down. What did trees do but provide shelter and food? What did trees do to deserve disrespect and death? Ignorant that trees provide the air we breathe, ignorance and greed has brought Earth to her knees. Aware of climate change too late to prevent the tipping point. Now we desperately plant millions of trees. These beautiful old beings we destroyed, now we need to save our lives. This one's River Gums Remember. On the banks of the flooding Loddon River, ravaged amidst the gold-raped land, stand gnarled old Mother River Gum, witness to all before white man came. Surviving drought, fire, flood and virus miners, home to insects, animals and avian beauties nesting. The river drains the great Mortlock floodplain, ringed by the breasts of volcanic spirits now still. Campbelltown to Clunes, River Gums, sentinels remember. The earth god's swollen breasts spitting flaming rocks, seeding the floodplain for an eternity of damp sleeping. Mother Earth's round breasts remain vistas of beauty. The venerable gums know the natural balance of country, out of kilter since white man came with his machinery, scraping the soil of its clothes, killing the native people, 60,000 peaceful years erased in the blink of an eye. It's called War in the Home Front. It's about alcoholism. Inspired by my dearest, loved younger brother who died of alcoholism. It's in 4 parts: the soldier, the chaplain, the spy, and the MIA. The first one, the soldier, fallen into a war he cannot win, in conflict with sobriety. So long in the field his socks are filthy, skin dry, caked in dirt and mapped in blood. He has not showered, cannot remember when he last washed. There's not much he can say of his battles. He must be coaxed into remembering all he wants to forget. It is the constant reverberation of explosions, criticism bursting in his conscience, truth exploding in showers of rage until, shell-shocked, he admits to terror. Unable to confront the enemy face to face, at the bar, damaging himself hand to hand, at war in no man's land is where he stands, suffering combat fatigue, nodding off in the trench of work, on the tram, at the dinner table. Exhaustion is a given. Sleep is delirium, interrupted by bombardment. Constant is not thinking, just slipping alive into nightmare battles where he wins, only to be crushed along with his battered enemy. The soldier's lot just does not end because it is night. Apnea, the phantom strangler, stalks the mind. Every endless 8-hour repose to wake to another day he knows will be worse than the day now gone. The chaplain. He is the high priest of tales, teller of old stories, indignant of non-believers, intolerant of skeptics among his flock. Tears flood in the telling, drowning exhausted pilgrims in the Nile river of contrition. Fake myth that it is, it works. On the altar of alcohol, he sacrifices sobriety. In rituals of mumbo-jumbo, he acquires fear, not belief. He knows he too fights a war trapped within the doctrine of deceit and cunning. He is more sinner than sinned. For all he prays, his prayers will not fill the empty pews. The spy. The double agent cannot deny his duplicity, but he never offers up information. It has to be dragged out. His supporters, he believes, are enemies in disguise. He lives behind his iron curtain, letting his puppet life a free hand. After all, it is only play in a game of make-believe. You make yourself believe to be whoever you need to be today, to cover your real mission, to find a message in a bottle. Kidding yourself is a skill that comes naturally. And if there are no witnesses, who is there to deny your present identity? Who you will betray depends on who comes close to unveiling your deceit. You are the spy, and you must betray those closest who will unmask your shot eyes. Any who expose your fatty liver, swollen belly, exposed as an agent of your own demise by the compulsion to lie under your disguise you pretend is the truth. And the last one is called MIA, Missing in Action. It is the ones who cannot get over you are not coming home. Night after night the fretting, bloody imagination playing merry hell, scenarios of every possible way he went, the women and children statistics, the men listed as missing in action at the pub. The real truth of his war is old news. It is hard to help, offer ground support, widows and orphans, brothers and sisters, friends who know in their bones one bad moment is all it will take to hear the news you have been expecting ever since his war began. He is not coming home from the front bar. Damaged beyond sense and cursed to live, brain shot to pieces, toasting at the tap, liver and heart suffocating under layers of fat, his home but missing in action, missing the point, wishing he were dead, and he would end his mission if he could think one thought through to the end. That's really sad because my brother died very tragically from alcohol, and he had the best stories, the best excuses, you know, and I had so much guilt about not doing enough that years later I had a dream on his birthday that I was at a poetry gig in Melbourne. I had to wait. There's a bit of confusion about my name because someone had put my brother's name up there on the board. And I walk into the front bar in the dream in Young and Jackson, and who's there but my brother, alive and thin and well before he drank, with his whole family. And I go, I was shocked. There was a dream, a nightmare. He's alive. Greg, you're fucking... Oh, you know, I had no words, and he's going, we couldn't tell you, it's a secret operation, you know. Really, what? He said, look, I said, where are you living? He said, well, we've got a new house now. We're going there soon, you can come with us. Oh, okay. And there's his brother and his family looking at me like, you didn't do enough, Kenny, you know. They're looking at me really mean. I love these people, they love me, but in this dream. And the whole dream, I'm just white with shock. And anyway, he says, come on, we'll go. He says, oh, look, I've got a truck and it's loaded. He's got a truck with all his furniture. I can't get in, so I have to sit in the back. On it in a seat on top of all this luggage. He drives off through Melbourne, and Melbourne becomes a construction zone. Just wrecks and buildings everywhere. The truck's bumping, and I get bumped off. And I land, and I go, Greg, come back, and I wake up. White, covered in sweat, white with fear. It was so real. I talked to my friend, and I understand it's guilt. But the dream was so fucking real and such a shock to see him, and then to have his kids look at me like, yeah, you didn't do enough. Oh, fuck. So I wrote it down. I turned it into a story, and it helped cope.
But why was it all on you?
It wasn't. But he and I were the closest in the whole family. I became a hippie, he became a hippie. My family think I'm a bad influence on him, but he was a bad influence on himself. He was one of those fellas that loved his beer. He was also he got his bit of fame. He'd get drunk, go to sleep at the footy at the MCG watching Richmond, and they took a picture of him in his football jumper, sleeping. Put a huge billboard in Richmond. The sleeping tiger awakes. And Greg, that's me. We said, we know. Lovely fella though, you know. We were good mates, and it was, you know, I don't know. You just sometimes can't help. Yes. This poem, Look Ahead, is for my daughter, Bella Michelle Lieber Smeaton. And she was 9 when I wrote this. A very dear friend of mine, the late, great Dr. Homer Reith, very famous Australian poet and author, looked at this and he said, Kenny, I love this poem. It's as good as anything would write about their daughter. And anyway, look ahead. Now you are 9 in the excellent year 1999. I give you 2 words to mind. Look ahead. Today will soon be yesterday. Things not done soon slip away. Look ahead. You will change, yet remain the same. Look ahead. Bigger, brighter, taller, and still the original Bella. Look ahead. Be game to study and study the game. Look ahead. If you take your eyes off the frisbee, it will hit you on the nose. Look ahead. Everything grows, concentrates and glows. Look ahead. Occasionally, Bella, look back at what Dad said, then look ahead. I love that. Okay, very last one for this set.
Yep.
If I can find it. Anyway, here we go. This is very short, this one. Newstead grave plaque. It might seem weird, but I like the idea that I know where I'm going to be buried. Here in peace I sleep beneath your feet. Your verdant view above a life complete. Contemplate with history and memory how a poor man can be rich in poetry. That's going to be on the rock of my grave. Not that I'll ever see it, but I might see the rock. The saint reflects. From his position of certainty, he ponders questions of morality. He has conquered withdrawal. The fish on the end of his line is immortality. His return to his cell, at the end of each day, closer yet further from God, from paradise eternal, with each day's strenuous labour, tending the holy vine, sacred red wine, our Lord's blood. 20 naked monks tramp the vat, arm to shoulder to waist, and chant, tramping the grape underneath to bottle the blood of our Lord. Loading barrels onto mules, wide into the crowded profanity, the sinners parading at the market, curse priests, curse the Lord's warning, harlots and transvestites calling. Isolation is God's consolation. Shut out the sight of temptation. Sin has infected his monastery. He locks his cell at night. Sleepwalkers will rattle his door, beg and cry to be let in. Though he doth clear his mind, the monk's horror is how keenly he desires the very sin. On one hand, I admire those with the strength to get through with their beliefs, but they can't deny the truth, you know, and the truth's there, rattling their door every night. So, you know, I don't have any faith in the leaders of religion, but I do have a bit of admiration occasionally for the priests and nuns. Not a lot, because the ones I came across were mostly violent thugs anyway. The Christian brothers, they're teachers. They're not priests, they're teachers. Oh, fuck. What a bunch of morons if there ever was, you know. And they run that college in Ballarat, St. Pat's. The Christian brothers. And that was riddled. Now, before my brother died, I had an opportunity, when he was about 50, to ask him. He said, I'm ashamed that you even brought it up, Ken. It was an honourable school. A few instances of criminality, that was it. Not enough, so, but when you are in a religion, you've got to say the line. You've got to follow the... And that's why I hate them. I hate them. There's no free thinking in religion. And also, the way they can believe in a fantasy when we've got provable science in the world, ways of understanding if something's true or not. I love fact. I love fact.
Because it is. It is.
Yeah.
Instead of this fairy tale.
Yeah.